Flew out, and then 2 hours later touched down in Ireland, which was 2 hours away. And that was, if you thought the any percent Iceland thing was legit, it's like, no. Ireland any percent, because that was 3 days, and I basically touched down, met up with iPatch, and then just did the whole fucking thing in what felt like a con with how back to back to back everything was. And a part of this was something I was interested in finding out, because before going to Ireland, and I was like, I'm going to be here, and if there's a chance, why not find out what we can?
They're right there.
They're right there. It's 2 hours away. Right? So I'm touching down in Dublin, but before that, I'm like, why not find out what I can about this name of mine? The Madden name. Because this is where that comes from.
I thought Madden was Scottish.
It goes back Irish. So I have So there's a Scottish branch that eventually comes out, and going back on my mom's side, it goes to Scottish as well, but the actual name Madden originates from Ireland, from the O'Madden clan.
All right. Did you find your ancestral estate?
I mean, listen, dude. So from the moment from Quebec City, I was starting to do some digging and some research, and I was going up as far as I could along the Jamaica route, and then seeing how far it could get back. And with a lot of digging, I actually traced it back like 5 or so generations, and I got to the early 1800s, which is crazy, because that is very lucky that that data exists. I also had to go into places that had, like, basically there's places that have birth and death records, and then they have these large books that are written that are more or less just kind of like, okay, so around this period of time, a lot of people that landed here with Irish names in Jamaica, where did they come from? Probably from Barbados, right? A lot of people landed at Barbados as the major hub. Okay, why did they have these names, though? Where did they come from? And you're trying to figure it out and work backwards and get to a point where you're like, either someone with that name passed it down, or some slaves took this name upon being freed from is the plantation they worked on, or the master that they had. So trying to figure out what I can going back that way, and I'm basically like, I'm able to see that, like, okay, at some point that's kind of where people with these Irish names come from, and there's a lot of people in Jamaica with Irish names. It's a thing. Then going back on the other side, looking at it and going, the Maddens existed from like early 10 something, and then a major castle was built in the 1300s. And then a number of castles were built, and then all the way up until right around 1650 in the Cromwellian era of Ireland, during, like the fucking, all the bad shit that was happening, a fuck ton of people from Ireland got shipped off to Barbados, and the Maddens were such a pain in the ass, apparently, that they had a number of castles raised and a bunch of them shipped off to Ireland. This is what it seems like occurred. So then there's this whole thing where, like, okay, you're like, okay, is there any way to piece these two halves together? Doesn't really seem like it. So I'm like, all right, well, at the very least, I don't know, and I definitely don't expect, that there's a blood connection, but the name connection at least comes likely from this place, So yeah, I was able to find a number. There's like a good, like, maybe 7 or so, like, Madden castles, some of which are still operating, some of which are ruined, but they're all out.
Which one is yours?
Yeah, well, fuck that. Apparently fucking none. But some of the things that you kind of find out, it's like, I always was looking up and I saw that, like, O'Madden, or Madden translated to of dog, and it turns out a more accurate version of that is son of the hound. So that's pretty fucking cool. I'm down with that. I was able to find a crest of the the coat of arms, and basically it's just a hawk fucking up another bird, so we're gonna be doing that. That's a thing. And yeah, unfortunately, all these places to go visit them, it just couldn't happen because they're booked up or rented out and private or just completely ruined. But the attempt to go out and see one, it basically meant at some point I was rolling under electric fences, okay? Like literally trying to get it to, and it's just no, it's not going to happen. But some very nice farmer people with accents thicker than fucking anything I've ever heard were polite enough to point us in the right direction, but we didn't actually get feet inside.
That's fascinating because you're able to dive back and go that far back. For me, if I were to start looking backwards, it's what are my ancestors? They're French trash. It's a bunch of fucking dirty French peasants.
I mean, so
that's it,
dude. The night before, yeah, there's not much to be it's not much to be expected, I suppose, and that's the way it is. But the night before, or right before I left, I went and I was grabbing a drink with Reggie and Min and stuff, and this dude who was nearby is got a pretty thick Irish accent and kind of overhears the conversation. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm from Dublin," and I was like, "Oh, I'm about to go there in about 2 weeks' time," and he's like, "You're going to Dublin?" And I was like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Ah, okay, cool," and he tells me, he's like, "Oh, you got to go check this place out, go to Wayland's pub, do this, do that," and I was like, "Okay, that's cool." And I told him about my name, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go see if I can track down the Maddens, the Madden clan." And he's like, "Your last name's Madden?" And I was like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Oh, that's a dark past, that one. That's a dark path." And I was like, wait, what? What are you talking about, dude? And I was like, "Do you know about the Madden castles and stuff?" He's like, "Oh yeah, no, I know where they are. And just a whole lot of pain back there, And I was like, "What? What the fuck?" Haunted? What are you saying, dude? Right? This dude's he's like, "No, I'm telling and he's like, "Yeah," he's like, "Yeah, I know they got a couple of them out in Galway, and you can, the thing to understand is that he basically explains that there were a lot of places that they were, well, one, during the Cromwellian era, there were huge pains in the ass and massively fuck the queen and all that shit. But a lot of that was because they were just assholes in general to a bunch of people, or at least in some areas they were. And according to this dude, which I don't know if this is verified or not, and I haven't seen it in my research, but he was just telling me, drunken guy from Dublin on the street says that,
this is a reliable source.
Reliable source, dude, trust me. He says that the Maddens, or at least one of the Madden strongholds, was one of the first places to implement prima nocta.
What is that again?
Have you seen Braveheart?
It's been maybe 20 years.
So that's the thing where anyone gets married on your land, and the lord of that land gets first crack on the wedding night, and then you get her after that. Yeah. So this dude's like, "Yeah, it was one of the first places to implement prima nocta." And I was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a dark way to go. It's a dark way to go if you want to look that up, And I was like, "Okay, man, all right, that's wild, But that's what he said, And anyway, I got there and I found what I can, and I got as close as I could, and I got my crest, I got my updated translation Son of the Hound, which is pretty fucking sick.
That's all right.
I'll
That's
take
all
that. And overall, I'll say that
my name directly translates into wino, so you're definitely winning this round.
Jesus. You know.
Well, I mean, no, seriously, bois vin.
Oh,
Thing.
drinks wine. Yeah.
Literally fucking wino.
Not even like winemaker.
No, not winemaker.
Jeez. Okay. Well,
There
you know,
are some drunks in my family, so it tracks.
how about that? Yeah, but that, you know, I did what I could, and yeah, I got the crest, and I even saw one of the places I couldn't go had a giant, beautiful stained glass window with the coat of arms on it, and I'm looking at that like, how sick would that be as a tattoo? I don't know.
Where would you put it?
I want. There's a bunch of places. I want to do double sleeves. I want to do neck. I want to do.
Okay, because like you already took like the canvas, like the spot. You have completely taken up that whole back.
Oh yeah.
So you got arms, chests, etc. remaining.
I got a lot of other places to figure it out, you know.
Why
but anyway,
don't you get it tattooed on your penis?
Yeah, right on the hole. And then went out to Galway, which is like
delicate work.
There you go. Went out to Galway, which is a young town. It's basically a college campus town. Got to meet the youth and see the skateboarding Irish and the buskers and stuff. So we've met the farmers. We went to the young area. We went to Dublin downtown. Met a random fan. You know, took a picture.
The skateboarding Irish just sounds like a bunch of dudes who are constantly eating shit, but it's okay because they're real loose.
There you go. You know, yeah. Just I really like. I did any percent 100% full clear. Like I saw the whole fucking thing in 3 days, and by just going nonstop, going all day, and it felt like con mode. It really felt like that.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
Back to the hotel room, take a nap, get back out. Where are we going? What are we doing? You know, and yeah, I got to, and so the other hiking I did was because you know, Eye Patch Wolf basically like his dad took me up to like a mountain and went for a quote unquote short little trek, and it was about an hour up this fucking hill.
He took all of you up to a mountain, right? It's not just his dad took just you to the mountain and said good luck.
Correct. I was not abandoned on a mountain. No, we all did a hike, and we hiked up the mountain. We saw a really pretty sight. We got to see what basically Ireland has this crazy thing going on where, like, you know how say Montreal, there's like city, and then it turns into suburb, and then eventually highway, and then forest.
Yeah.
In Ireland, you just hit a wall, and you go through a turnstile, and the forest starts.
I see.
So Central Park in New York is the best, you know, comparison, I would say.
But like nationally,
huge, yeah. And if you get high and up in like our hotel like balcony, we're looking out and you can see like literally a line stops and the forest just begins. It's pretty nuts, you know. But yeah, so you know, hiked up to see that really cool view. Deer just casually chill in the fucking park, like they're right there, and hares take over the airport at night. Fucking geese were chilling next to a train stop in front of a graffiti wall. Wild, just a wild ass place. And you know, but it was cool. Got to have, of course, and I got to have some homemade pancakes after that, and a quaint little Irish kind of town. And overall, yeah, I think the only major fuck up I had was I didn't have a proper pint of Guinness. And I didn't. Yeah, well, the problem was we were so fucking go and busy that I didn't realize too that there's a thing about how having it here, it's supposedly better than anywhere else, and this is the real way to have it. So that was a proper fuck up.
You went down to Ireland in part to discover your ancient roots in the nation, only to not have a pint at the pub.
I tried. and the night we planned to go, the pub was closed by the time we got there. And it randomly turned out to be the pub that Conor McGregor punched a dude at for not drinking a shot of his proper 12. So then he bought the fucking bar out and banned that guy. It was an old dude too, because he's a fucking asshole. Anyway, that pub, yeah, they were closed, so didn't work out, unfortunately. But that's that was it. I did a little showed up on the Let's Fight a Boss podcast, which came out I think a day or two ago, so that was a cool little drop. And of course I was able to also see that there was a store called Dublin Kites. They unfortunately were too far away for us to fit it into the day, but it does exist.
That's a shame. That's rough.
And the cliffs that you think of, those are windy cliffs. You could probably get some good kiting in there, but they're dangerous, so I wouldn't recommend it.
Wait a second. There's a kiting school in Montreal?
Here we go.
Named Kite Force?
Now, here's the thing, though. You gotta make sure it's not kite surfing. Because kiting is way less...
Totally kite surfing.
Because kiting is way less popular than kite surfing. So a lot of places just use the word kite when they mean kite surfing. You have to do your homework on that. Okay.
Ah, I found the kiting. Oh man, the people on this website look like fucking dorks.
Yeah, no, kite surfing is a different thing, and they just it's so much more popular than actual kiting that they just take the name.
The Reflex Double X Revolution is on sale, and there's a school on how to pilot it.
I can't wait to join the kiting community and find out all the drama and who hates who and who you're not supposed to hang out with and who not to trust.
Those motherfuckers, they use hollow fucking tubes for their kites. That's bullshit. That's non-regulation.
Yeah. All in all, a lovely honeymoon was had, and sights and sounds were enjoyed. And what can I say? Fucking got hitched. Did it.
Congrats on the wife.
Yeah. Thank you.